The wind howled. It whipped through the trees on Hollow Hill. The old house stood on top. It was dark and silent. For years, stories circulated. People whispered about Hollow Hill. It was a place of shadows. It was a place of fear. Some said the house was cursed. Others said it was haunted. Everyone agreed, stay away from Hollow Hill. But tonight, someone was foolish enough to go up the hill, foolish enough to enter the house. They would soon learn the truth about Hollow Hill.
Max, Sarah, Ben, and Chloe were best friends. They loved a good scare. They were obsessed with the paranormal. They were ghost hunters. They had heard the stories about Hollow Hill. This was the ultimate challenge. Tonight, they would be the ones to face the darkness. Ready, guys?
Born ready. They carried cameras, flashlights, and EMF readers. They were prepared to document everything. They were determined to prove the existence of ghosts.
The air grew colder as they climbed the hill. The wind seemed to whisper their names. The trees looked like twisted claws against the moonlit sky. Do you hear that?
A low moan seemed to come from the house. It sent shivers down their spines. They exchanged nervous glances. They reached the front door. It creaked open as if inviting them in. The smell of decay hit them. It was the smell of death.
Inside, the house was dark and dusty. Cobwebs hung from every corner. The furniture was old and rotting. It felt like no one had been there for decades. But they weren't alone.
Max felt a cold breath on his neck. He whirled around. Nothing. He could have sworn he saw a figure vanish down the hallway.
Sarah's camera malfunctioned. The batteries drained instantly. She felt a presence behind her. Something was watching them.
Ben's heart raced. He felt an overwhelming sense of dread. He wanted to leave, but something kept him rooted to the spot.
Chloe, usually the bravest, felt a chill run down her spine. The temperature dropped. She saw a shadow move in the corner of her eye.
As they ventured deeper into the house, the activity intensified.
Whispers followed them.
Objects moved on their own.
The air grew thick with fear.
This isn't right.
We need to leave.
But it was too late. The malevolent force in the house was awake. It was angry, and it had them right where it wanted them.
A cold hand grabbed Chloe's ankle.
She screamed, a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the empty halls of the house.
Panic surged through them. They were trapped. The doors slammed shut. Windows wouldn't break. The house was alive, and it was trying to keep them inside. They ran from room to room, but there was no escape. The entity was toying with them. It was herding them towards something sinister. "We have to stick together," Ben shouted over the roar of the wind that seemed to be coming from inside the house now. Their hearts pounded in their chests. They could hear their own terrified breaths. The house creaked and groaned around them.
They joined hands, their fear giving way to a desperate hope. They had to escape. They had to survive the night. They closed their eyes and thought of their happiest memories. They focused on the light. Slowly, the house seemed to quiet. They found a window, its glass weakened by time. With a mighty shove, Ben shattered the glass. The cool night air rushed in. One by one, they climbed out of the window and ran. They didn't stop running until they were far away from Hollow Hill. "We can't let it sense our fear," Max yelled. "We have to be stronger than it." Suddenly, Max remembered something his grandmother used to say. Spirits are drawn to fear.
They huddled together at the bottom of the hill, gasping for breath, their bodies trembling. They had made it out. They had survived the haunting of Hollow Hill. But they were changed. They had seen things they couldn't explain. They had felt terror they had never known, and they knew they would never be the same. "What was that?" Sarah whispered, her voice still shaking.
"I don't know," Max replied, his eyes wide with fear, "but I never want to go back there."
The sun rose, casting a golden glow over the land. But Hollow Hill remained shrouded in shadow. The secrets and horrors it held were still a mystery. The group vowed never to speak of their experience again. They left Hollow Hill behind, but Hollow Hill never left them. They carried the fear with them, a constant reminder of the night they had almost died, the night they had encountered the evil that haunted Hollow Hill. The question lingered. What really happened on Hollow Hill? Some mysteries are better left unsolved.